are in front of the historical marker in front of Salem United Methodist Church.
Yes.
You know why, right?
Why?
Because this week has been such a historic week.
It is very historical. Today, actually, that we're filming this, is Inauguration Day. We've already watched Inauguration, and you see I'm sporting my pearls and my chucks in honor of the newly installed Vice President of the United States,
Amen.
Kamala Harris. And I'll tell you, I cried.
It was wonderful. It was beautiful. I cried at Garth Brooks singing the Amazing Grace.
It was beautiful.
Wasn't that beautiful?
And I sang along with him. Did you sing with him?
Oh, he told me to. So
yes, he told me to. He told us to. He said, sing along. And it really was amazing. So why not, what better way to remember this moment and this week with history of our own church here at Salem United Methodist Church.
That's right. We want to pay homage to those history makers in our community, in our lives, and we want to encourage you to do the same.
Yes.
So, we prepared this package just for you. The very first committee described in the Book of Discipline is the Committee on Nominations and Christian Leadership. This is what the discipline says.
There shall be elected annually by the Church Conference in each local church a Committee on Nominations and Leadership Development that is composed of professing members of the local church. The charge of this committee is to identify, develop, deploy, evaluate, and monitor Christian spiritual leadership for the local congregation. Members of the committee shall engage in and be attentive to developing and enhancing their own Christian spiritual life in light of the mission of the church.
In conducting its work, the committee shall engage in biblical and theological reflection on the mission of the church, the primary task, and the ministries of the local church. It shall provide a means of identifying the spiritual gifts and abilities of the membership. The committee shall work with the church council to determine the diverse ministry tasks of the congregation and the skills needed for leadership.
A strong and functioning nominations committee is essential for the health and growth of our congregation. And now for this week's announcements. Don't forget, every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock a.m., we are in Sunday school via Zoom. Also join us every Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. for our weekly Bible study. As of today, our viewers for January 17th was 34. Please remember to share our Sunday services with your family and with your friends. Our offering for January 17th was $455. Thank you for your continued support of Salem United Methodist Church.
Hi, I'm Bijou Bright.
And I'm Bella Bright.
And this is the lifestyle segment. So, Bella and I watched, and I'm sure all of you did too, live whenever Kamala Harris became the first Black female vice president in the history of this country.
Definitely something to remember, going down in history, everything.
We are just so proud because we've come such a long way in this country. So we wanted to show you guys some other Black females in politics throughout the history of this nation.
Let's take a look.
Hey guys, we are about to tell you about some Black women in politics in our country throughout the years. Shirley Chisholm was the first Black woman elected to the House of Representatives. She represented for New York. In her time in office, she fought for children's education, helping the poor, immigrant, and women's rights. She was in office from 1969 to 1983.
Barbara Johnson was the first black woman elected to Congress from the Deep South, Texas. In 1974, she was known for the opening statement for the impeachment of President Nixon.
Eva Clayton was a black female congresswoman who represented for North Carolina, who fought for federal aid for disadvantaged black communities in her time in office from 1992 to 2003.
Cynthia McKinney fought her entire life against injustice and also fought for human rights. She represented Georgia from 1993 to 2003, and then again from 2005 to 2007.
Carol Moseley Braun was the first black female senator who fought for women's rights in her time in office. She represented for Illinois, and she was in office from 1993 to 1999. So those were just a few of the black women that have paved the way for our new Vice President, Kamala Harris. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.